Hello, good afternoon, everyone. This is Delta Group's DCBB 10 Business Accounting CA2 video presentation. I'm Kaiser.
I'm Yuan.
And I'm Kevin.
These are the contents of what we're going to go through today.
I'll be interpreting the source documents.
I'll be explaining accounting principles in use.
And I'll be explaining the usefulness of the ABSS system.
So I'll be explaining how we interpreted and recorded some of our source documents using ABSS. I'll be covering 3 transactions, the first being this bank loan. This document from DBS shows that our company received a $40,000 loan. Since it's a cash inflow, our cash account increases by $40,000, and at the same time, the bank loan liability increases by the same amount. The letter is dated 3rd March, but since it states that the funds will be credited the following day, we used 4th March as the transaction date. The loan term is 10 years, so we classified this under long-term liabilities. In ABSS, we recorded a journal entry debiting the cash account and crediting the bank loan for $40,000. Moving on to the next transaction, a credit purchase made a few days later. On the 9th of March, our company bought 48 computers from our supplier Hadi with a total value of $28,800. The invoice says, please pay within 30 days, which means this is a credit purchase, so it increases both our inventory and liability to the supplier. Because the credit term is short, we recorded it under other current liabilities, and the journal entry in ABSS debits inventory and credits account payable Hadi for $28,800. After this, there were some adjustments to the supplier's account, including a return and a partial payment, as seen from this slide. The credit note on 11th of March shows that we returned 23 computers due to wrong specifications. Our supplier Heidi issued a credit note for $13,800, which reduces our inventory and also the amount we owe to him. We recorded this by debiting accounts payable and crediting inventory. Then on the 13th of March, we made a partial payment of $7,500 to our supplier by check. And since this is a cash outflow, we debited accounts payable and credited the cash account to reflect the payment. That's all for my part, and I'll now pass it on to Kaiser, who'll be covering accounting principles we used in these transactions.
Thank you very much, Yuan. Hello again. My name is Kaiser. I'll be going through the accounting principles in use. The first being accrual basis theory, followed by revenue recognition principle, and last but not least, something extra, the objectivity theory. Next slide, please. I shall leave this slide here for you guys to read for a while. Next slide. So as you can see, $2,600 over here has actually been paid in advance to CB Life Insurance policy, which therefore leads to the journal entry here on the top left, for a debit $2,600 prepaid insurance and a credit $2,600 cash. Now, you may be asking me, what's this journal entry at the bottom? I would like to highlight this $200 per month for the period of 1st March to 31st March in 2026. Next slide, please. So this is because of accrual basis theory. Accrual basis theory dictates that transactions are recognized when they occur, regardless of when cash is received. This means that revenues are recorded when earned and expenses are recorded when incurred, not when money is received or paid. Therefore, since only 1 month of insurance has been used, $200 is recognized as expenses are recorded when incurred, therefore leading to the journal entry on the left of a debit $200 insurance expense and a credit $200 prepaid insurance. Next slide, please. The revenue recognition theory. I shall leave this slide here for you to read for a while. Next slide. So if you see what I've highlighted, $3,500 for consultancy services provided for the month of March. Therefore, this leads to the journal entry on the left of a debit $3,500 consultancy service receivable and a credit $3,500 consultancy service revenue. Next slide. This is due to revenue recognition theory. which states that revenue is recognized when it's earned, regardless of when cash is received. Therefore, since 3,500 worth of consultancy services was provided during the month of March, it is recognized by the revenue recognition theory that consultancy revenue of $3,500 has been earned, leading to the journal entry you see here on the left. Next slide, please. So this is the objectivity theory. This is the extra theory that I've added in for your information. Next slide. So the objectivity theory states that all transactions recorded has to be supported by verifiable and justifiable documents. If you look to your left of a UBS bank, you can see this is a check, and on our right, the DBS invoice. So since both check and invoices are source documents, they fulfill the objectivity theory of having verifiable and justifiable documents. I shall hand over the rest of my time to Kevin.
Thank you, Kaiser. So now I'll be talking about the usefulness of the ABSS system. Firstly, I'll talk about the real-time financial reportings, and secondly, I will then talk about the accurate financial adjustments. For the first part, with just a few clicks, users can generate profit and loss statements, balance sheets, and cash flow reports that reflect live performances. This means smarter and faster decision making. So, based on the steps given, in order to create a profit or loss statement, you are to press the reports button first. Then afterwards, you are to find the profit and loss accrual button. Double click it and it will show you this page at step 3. At step 3, you have to make sure that the report level is at level 4 and that the date is to the date that you wish to make your profit and loss statement at. And at step 4, you have to display the profit and loss statement first, then you will be shown this at step 4. Next slide. Yeah. So for the next part, let's say you got utility expenses that haven't been invoiced yet. With ABSS system, you can manually create a journal entry to capture those costs. It's simple actually. Debit your utilities account and credit accrued liabilities. And just like that, your records stay current and precise. To create a journal entry, you have to find the accounts segment in the ABSS system and press the record journal entry. Once then, you will be entered into this page at step 2, whereby you will then add in all your details for your journal entry. Next slide. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Goodbye.